This is Aaron Benson. Aaron is a linebacker from up at Cedar Hill. He is actually a cousin of Cedric Benson, a distant cousin. You will see the circle every time, so you can kind of follow each of the players. He will be a linebacker. They had an outstanding team this year, as they always do. But he's very active. Again, if you want me to run anything back, I think I can. It doesn't matter. All three of the linebackers that we've signed are guys that can play all three positions. And that's something with all the spread offenses that we see that we thought was very important, that they can play multiple places. This is Taylor Bible. Taylor will be an inside defensive player. You will be really impressed with the ability of the defensive front. The linebackers can all run. This young guy's big and strong and very quick. And we've got a need for some help in the defensive line, and we think we signed some guys today that can play for us next year. Again, we're trying to find guys that can stop the run, but definitely that can rush the passer, because we're in a league where the pass is very important. We've been stopping the run well, but we're seeing now that if you let a quarterback stand back there and throw the ball, you got problems. See the athletic ability here of Taylor jumping over the offensive lineman and making a play. Hard for those big guys to do.
He's got a number 45. Did he play often?
No. In fact, he might have in the 8th grade. He's probably 320 in the 8th grade. So, but again, you see there the ability to go around the. This was a twist. You can see he has a lot of ability here with the line twist to still get to the quarterback. It's the next play. This is hard to do for the big guys. That's 2 plays. Guess I can't run it back. I'll run it all back. See his athletic ability coming around the corner and beating the offensive tackle. Carrington Bynum was a great baseball player. They were in the state playoffs last year. He's another outstanding student from Lufkin High School. He can play corner or safety. A lot of this is safety, and we feel like he's a young man that can come in and play all 4 spots. We were looking at linebackers that could play all 3 spots, and we were trying to find defensive backs that can play all 4, because now your defensive backs need to be able to man up on inside receivers with the spread, so you have to be able to play all over the field. And Carrington is very physical. Has good hands, which is obvious by his ability to play baseball. We had fewer people come in at midterm this year, and we're not really sure why. I mean, some years we've had 9, we've had 12, and this year we only had 3. And the grades were good enough, but I think it's because of guys like Carrington that were 2 sport athletes or 3 sport athletes. They wanted to be involved in track or baseball or basketball. This DeMarco Cobbs, we signed him as an athlete. He could play safety. He could play outside linebacker. He can play running back, or he can play wide receiver.
Why don't y'all do that on your kickoff, Coach?
Well, that's why we're trying to sign guys to do it. And, Ed, if you remember, I think we only did that 3 times this year for touchdowns, Ed. So you ought to come to some of the games, Ed. That'd be good, too. You ought to. But a lot of these guys can be kick specialists. Feel like we've got a lot of speed in this group. One of the things that we also feel is with the spread offense, a lot of people now are not sitting back and playing zone anymore. They're playing man-to-man and trying to press receivers. So we feel like we've got to have the ability to get to beat man-to-man and make sure that people can't press us and leave the other guys inside to play the run.
Does he have a preference where he wants to play?
No. I think he would probably rather play on offense, but he doesn't care. And he said he would like to play. Most of the young guys want to play as a freshman, and he doesn't care. He will not play quarterback. You can see he played tailback, he played quarterback, he played a lot of different places here. And again, his family grew up in Corsicana. His granddad now lives in, his family's in Oklahoma, but his granddad lives in Louisville, Texas. And he grew up like Lamar Houston being a Texas fan. He watched us on TV and decided this is what he wanted to do a long time ago. Dearius Cotton is from Taylor High School in Houston. Again, big guy up front that's a force. It's hard to find the big guys up front that can move their feet. And especially now that can stop the run and have the ability to play the pass. And you can't ever have enough of them. You play a team like Texas Tech that throws as much as they do. Your big guys are the ones that wear out. Your secondary guys can hang in there. But Dearius is really strong and powerful and is a guy that can be impactful up front. Definitely be an inside player. And most of these guys are 280 to 310. I mean, they're big guys. This is Greg Daniels. He's from a private school in Houston. He's about 6'5", 260.
It's like Sue.
He can run. He's got great feet. Again, has the ability to be a really good pass rusher. And that's what we're trying to find with every player. If they can't rush the passer anymore, it's hard for them to play. Not only in college football, but especially in this league. Another very smart young man. Long arms, very tall. Feel like he can be a great pass rusher. Most of these young guys did not take another visit. They committed to us without taking other visits. And I don't think any of them took an official visit anywhere else, except for Will Rush. Dallas Skyline, Mike Davis. He's an outstanding basketball player. We feel like, again, he's got the height at receiver and the burst. So he can make the big plays, and we've got to continue to get big plays out of our wide receivers. To run the ball better, we've got to make people spread out. And if people can play you man coverage and squat on your receivers and press them, then you're going to have trouble making plays. But you can see Mike's got a lot of ability here. He's also a very good guard on their basketball team. Got to be able to beat man coverage, and you got to be able to stretch the field.
You talked to Barnes too about playing hoop? I heard.
No,
Okay.
he has not. Only Jackson Jeffcoat has talked to us about playing basketball and football. A couple of the guys have talked about track. A couple of the guys have talked about baseball, and we were honest and said it's very, very difficult at Texas to play both sports because the teams are so good and they work on it year-round. But obviously, if the coach wants them and they have a chance to play, we'd give them that opportunity. Marquise Goodwin right now is totally track. He will not be involved with football at all this spring.